The eulogies presented at her viewing described a vibrant, intelligent, adventurous, well-educated lady who loved deeply and was always stepping up to help others. This beautiful and wonderful mother of four is the daughter of past Legion Department Commander Jeff Perkins. In November, Bertha Torres passed from this life. She is the beloved mother of PDC and past National Vice Commander Juan Torres. Gentlemen, please stand and uncover and let us observe a moment of silence for Jerry Ventura, Jennifer Flores, and Bertha Torres. May they forever rest in peace. Recover and be seated. The adjutant will call roll, please.
Commander Alba,
Here.
Vice Commander Division 1 Elam,
Here.
Vice Commander Division 2 Thomas,
Here.
Vice Commander Division 3 Jellison,
Here.
Vice Commander Division 4 Dorset,
Here.
Wing 1 Adams always here. Finance Slaughter,
Here.
Chaplain Parnell,
You.
Historian Garcia,
Here.
Parliamentarian Austin,
Here.
Sergeant Arms Hunter Fraley, Assistant Sergeant Arms Gaddis,
Here.
NEC Kingston,
Present.
Alternate NEC Keener,
Here.
Department Advisor Creech,
Present.
Membership Chairman Fowler,
Here.
Finance Dorset,
Here.
VA&R Maxwell,
Here.
Americanism Baker,
Here.
Children and Youth Carriger,
Here.
Internet Winners excused. Awards Fowler, Justin,
He's in the hall.
CWF Webb,
Here.
Boy State Jennings,
Here.
Convention City Owens,
Here.
we'll put Lincoln one here. Legislative Chatham, no it's not Chatham anymore, who's it?
Johnson.
He's here, right?
I'm here.
Marketing Heartline,
Here.
B&E Parnell,
Yo.
Past Commanders, Bartholomew, Larry Black, Gary Randall,
Present.
Middletown Senior,
Here.
Roy Fowler,
Present.
Abel Silva, Tom Marista,
Here.
Gary Winters, David Duke, Brad Pack,
Here.
Kevin Winkler, David Paskey, John Kingston,
Still here.
Robert Wilkins, Dwayne Randall, Harry Randall, Jack Jordan, Fernando Checo, Joe McPeters, Charles Jordan, Elbriano, Connie Waddell, Clinton Guillory, Steve Slaughter,
Here.
Jerry, Jeff Albus, Tom Skelly, Jordan, Bill Keener,
Still here.
Henry Creech,
I'm alive.
Eddie Seegers,
Here.
Rolf Austin,
Here.
Juan Torres.
Here.
Districts, please ask if you're here or if you're the commander present. 1,
Commander.
2, 2,
Commander's here.
3,
Commander.
4,
Commander.
5,
Commander.
6. Anybody from the 6th district?
Here.
7,
Commander.
8, 9,
Commander.
10,
Commander.
11,
Commander.
12,
Commander.
13,
Commander.
14,
Commander.
15,
Commander.
16,
Commander.
17, 18, 19,
Commander.
20,
Here.
21,
Commander.
22.
Here.
No commander?
No,
Squadrons 2, 12, 15, 17, 19, 21, 22, 33, 36,
Commander.
33? No? 36,
Commander.
37, 42, 43,
Commander.
50, 57, 58, 62, 68, I'm sorry, I missed one, 54, 75, 76, 77,
Present.
77,
Yes, sir.
79, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 88,
Commander.
89,
Here. Adjutant. Commander.
Here.
all right, which one is it?
Both.
92,
Here.
93, 95, 96, 99, 111, 119, 120,
Commander.
121, 122, 127, 133,
Commander.
134, 143,
Commander.
159, 163, 164, 165, 172,
Commander.
177, 179,
Present.
198,
Commander.
200, 205, 208,
Commander.
220, 223, 226, 227, 231, 242, 243, 245,
No commanders.
248, 264, 267, 273, 275, 283,
Present, no commander.
291,
Present, no commander.
297,
Here.
300, 309, 310, 315, 317, 319,
Here.
320, 321,
Commander, and I'm still here.
322, 336, 353, 361, 364, 368, 376, 379, 388, 392, 393, 410, 414, 418, 424, 426, 430,
Commander.
439, 443, 447, 447,
Yeah, we're here.
453,
Commander.
472,
Here.
485, 488, 490, 491, 493, 504, 507, 511, 516, 517, 521, 522,
Here.
533, 539, 550, 554, 560, 569, 573,
Commander.
586, 592, 593,
Here.
597,
Commander.
598, 602, 618,
Commander.
624, 629, 635, 644, 649, 654, here, 655,
Commander.
667, 817,
Commander.
828, 838. Miss anybody?
Yeah, I didn't answer them well.
Man, that's way back there.
Yeah, I didn't know I was supposed to answer.
That was 2 days ago.
Are you commander or
Yesterday.
I'm first vice.
You don't count.
anybody else? Did I miss? Mr. Commander, who's roll call?
Parliamentarian?
You have a quorum, Mr. Commander, I would recommend that you appoint a assistant sergeant at arms to help the sergeant at arms on the absence of the sergeant at arms.
Agreed, and thank you very much. Okay, so we have a recommendation, and we should take care of that right now. to appoint an assistant sergeant at arms for the weekend. And so do we have a nominee from the floor for this?
Yes.
Bill Keener?
Mr. Commander, Bill Keener, alternating Seaman, like to nominate Mr. Tom Arista.
One nomination for Tom.
I'll second it.
And a second. Juan?
Mr. Commander, I'd like to nominate Juan Torres for Assistant Sergeant at Arms.
Juan Flores, okay, so
I'll second that. Second.
we have a second. Okay, so, oh, this is gonna be a dog race. Henry?
Just real quickly, guys, any nominations, any voting can only be done from a commander and above. If you're a vice commander, if you're here just representing your post, you do not have a vote. So if you're nominating or voting, please be either an officer, a district, division, or commander of the post. Okay? So RP, well, those, RPUCs, of course, like that. But those are the officers, those are the ones that can do nominations, those are the ones that can vote. So when he does call for a vote or ask for anything, please refrain if you are not a commander and above. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I don't think this is a voting, I think it's the commander's decision to appoint somebody for this DEC, for this DEC meeting, because he's not resigning from office, you're just appointing one for this DEC, am I correct, Mr.
Yes,
Adjutant?
yes, you
I
are.
mean, Mr. Parliamentarian? Thank you. So it is your choice, Commander, to appoint the Assistant Sergeant at Arms for this DEC.
Parliamentarian,
He is
do you agree with that?
He is correct. If you get to be the bad guy in good job.
Oh, okay. Then we will withdraw the nominations in a second, and I will make the executive decision to appoint Juan Torres as the Assistant Sergeant at Arms.
Mr. Commander, I make a motion that we pay his per diem for this DEC meeting for the weekend.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second to pay little Juan's.
He gets a call in anyway.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you guys?
No, good. It's his son.
Okay, Jerry.
It's his son.
Gary made the motion.
Commander, Commander,
Okay.
Who seconded the motion?
Ralph Austin did. Okay. Okay, we do have a special guest at the door. Oh, we need to, hold it, we have a motion on the floor, we need to vote all in favor. Any opposed, say nay. The motion carries. Okay. Now, we have a special guest at the door, and John,
Commander Ella, permission to approach the podium to introduce our National Vice Commander.
granted, sir, please, come in.
Y'all please be seated. Commander Alva, members of the Sons of the American Legion, Department of Texas, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce to you an outstanding Legionnaire who has a performance resume to prove it. He's a 26-year member of the American Legion. He's a Path for Life member of Post 147, James Island, South Carolina. During his 26-year tenure, he has, I really have to stand and read all this. He's done so much. During his 26-year tenure, he served at many levels, post, department, and national level. He served as for Post Judge Advocate for 10 years, Chairman of the Post Constitution Committee, 4 years, Chairman of the Post Finance Committee, 6 years, Post Membership Committee, 7 years, 2 years as a district commander, a department commander for 2014-15, alternate National Executive Committee for 4 years, National Executive Committee for 4 years, Security Commission, now these are at the national level, Security Commission for 4 years, National Executive Committee, skipped a line. Security Commission, 2 years, Legislative Commission, 2 years, and currently as a National Vice Commander, Southeast Region for 24-25. He's a decorated United States Air Force Vietnam veteran, 1964 to 1965, and retired from the South Carolina State Guard as a Lieutenant Colonel. He served 8 years as a Deputy Director of Veterans Affairs for Charleston City, the third largest claim processing center in the state. He was the founder and CEO of Lysek and Associates Financial Planning and Tax Services for 19 years. He holds a degree, an associate's degree in business with a minor in computer science from Palmer College. This is really special. He is the recipient of the state of South Carolina's highest civilian award, the Order of the Silver Crescent, in recognition of his dedication, commitment, and leadership for the benefits of South Carolina and its citizens. He is married to the love of his life, Letha Ann. They have this man, as a legacy, has 6 children, 11 grandchildren, and 10 great-grandchildren. And he's younger than me. Legion family members and friends, it really is a pleasure, a great pleasure to introduce you, Joe Lysek, all right, National Commander, the American Legion, National Vice Commander of the American Legion.
We have to write these things. We have to give this to the media and communications people so that they can draft this and then we read it and redraft it and all this kind of stuff like that. When I got mine, I threw it in the trash and I just said, look, I want to tell you what I did, you know what I'm doing in the Legion, and because everybody says, how do you get to be a national commander? How do you get to be a national vice commander? You can't buy it, you got to earn it. That's the simple truth to it. So, and sometimes I say, after I hear it, I say, if that guy shows up, I want to sit down and listen to what he's got to say. I want to tell you something first off. It's a pleasure always to come into a department because I know I'll have an opportunity to meet the players, not the leadership, the players. The American Legion is built on 4 pillars. And inside of those 4 pillars, you have Blue Hat Legionnaires, or Basic Legionnaires, Sons of the Legionnaires, the Auxiliary, and the Riders. That's the family of the American Legion. Now, if you're not part of that family, the ATM's broke, but I can go get the money from the bank. I'm gonna refund your membership in the SAL because you don't need to be part of that family if you don't care about that family. And if there's one thing you're gonna learn before I leave, I'm not gonna honeymoon you. There ain't gonna be no free licks on my candy, all right? We have got to continue to strive forward in the Legion. We're having to overcome obstacles that we're all facing. And of course, the first one is membership, we all know that. But membership can't keep you alive. The only way we could do that is we said now dues for the post is gonna be $125 a year, or $250 a year, okay? Yeah, then we wouldn't have to worry about cookouts and weenie roasts and stuff. I gave them some at district commanders, past district commanders meeting this morning. I told them, I said, my post is looking to raise some money. Well, we had hot dog sales and stuff like that, but it was okay, but we just wasn't getting it. So one of the rocket scientists in my post said, why don't we cut the hot dog in half and put it on the bun? It looks so much bigger. I hate to tell you this, okay? Because not everybody in South Carolina is dumb, but damn if they didn't line up to buy them hot dogs, okay? Because they thought they were getting a bang for the buck. Use it if it works, I mean. But the Sons of the American Legion, which by the way, I am desperately trying to become a member of, but you don't have the accreditation for the one war that nobody remembers and nobody talks about. And you can't even file a claim against it, even though they did issue some claims, and my grandmother got $14 a month until she died, okay? My grandfather served in the Spanish-American War. It lasted 11 months. The unit he was in was mustered out. I have all the paperwork and the pictures. I don't back up, guys. I never have, I never will. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, okay? But I can tell you this. South Carolina said, you're not eligible. I said, no, I can't tell you what I said, but you know, you know, it was some real colorful adjectives. I call them Navy terms, even though I'm Air Force. And I said, well, it's not my fault that you didn't recognize this. And I teased him a little bit. I knew a lot of the guys. So I called the national guy. You know him, I think his name is Joe. And I said, I need your help. Not just for me, but there's got to be more out there. And so I'm going to be meeting with him when I go to Washington, and we're going to take a look at the documents. It's something important to me through family heritage, but it's also important because I want to stand in front of you today, tomorrow, next year, 10 years from now, good Lord willing, and say, yeah, I'm a member of the SAL. Just like I say I'm a member of Post 147, okay, American Legion. Sure. I think it's important because people don't understand the SAL. They really don't. Think about it. Do they really understand? Do they have any idea exactly what you do and how significant you are? You are a main ingredient in the family. Ain't but 4 pieces to the pie. And you're one of them. You carry forward the American Legion. Oh yeah, yeah, you do. You host any events? I mean, I got to tell you what they do in Charleston, my post. Barbecue cook-offs, oyster roast, crab cracking, spaghetti dinners. And in the public, yeah, you can come on in. We're gonna sign you in, we're gonna be right there, come on. Lunchtime on Friday at Post 147, gentlemen, we sell over 200 lunches between the hours of 11 and 2. You call in, you place your order, along with that order comes your credit card number, okay? We ain't cooking for free. You can't come inside, we can only set 150 at a time inside my post. So you can't get inside, I'm gonna circle back around and come by the back door of the kitchen. What number you got, we give you the bag, you got your lunch. When the fire department, the police department, any of those people want anything like that for lunch, just tell us what you want, we give it to them. Why are we doing that? We're doing that to let people know that the American Legion is in Charleston, South Carolina, along with the other 8 posts that are there, okay? SAL helps us. And we want the guys and gals and whoever to wear their covers. The auxiliary helps. We work together in that post. And I give you that example because I can speak to it with the knowledge of what we do and the benefits that we bring back to the community. And we recognize the fact in our post, as we will all across the Southeast, as long as I'm wearing this red hat, that you are an important and significant flag waver for the American Legion, which is a family. American Legion is not just Legionnaires. Oh, it's 1.6 million, but we're not just Legionnaires. We are family. For God's sake, don't forget that. Spread that word. Every time you're talking to somebody, get them to join the family. And they say, well, I thought you were SAL. I am. But when you come in, you become part of the family. Every house needs a foundation. Every house needs a foundation. And you, along with the other 3 pieces of the pie, are the foundation. Build a house on a half-ass foundation, you're going to have a half-ass house. Okay? And by God, we're not going to do that. You have some wonderful people in this department. I was looking around, I was hoping Paul Dillard was in here, because we've been going back and forth, okay, tit-tat.
Don't mess with my buddy.
Yeah. He can't even walk and chew gum.
He steps on his shoelaces.
Yeah. But I, for one, and I know I speak on behalf of the other National Vice Commanders, we're carrying the same message forward under Jim LeCoussier, who's the National Commander. We are family. We work together as a team. You send us members, and hopefully we are reciprocating back to you. Okay? My deal with your National Commander is this. If they can see fit to put me in the SAL, I will bring them 11 new members with one signature. No, they're not all coming out to the 6 they talked about, okay? But I have 2 sons, and neither one of them served by choice. I could tell you that both of them are still in jail, but that wouldn't be true, okay? What I can tell you is that that was a choice I let them make. And both of them what they've done is pursued their education. And after that, they went into the private sector, and of course, it's hard to tell a young person to give up a job that's got a paycheck that's got a lot of zeros behind it, okay? I have daughters the same way. And I'm proud of my children. I'm glad that they did that. But my girls are a lot smarter than my boys. All my girls are in the auxiliary. And we're gonna get, I'll eventually get the boys in, don't worry. We'll get them in there. But that legacy that we're leaving in my family is the same legacy that you're leaving as members of the Sons of the American Legion. You don't go unnoticed. But I want everybody to really notice you. I want you to get on the elevator and look at the guy and say, are you a Legionnaire? Are you a son of, are you in the Legion? I mean, you know, I was asked, how do you recruit? In 2013, excuse me. In 2013, I was challenged to recruit. And I said, well, what are we going to do here? How you want to do this? And I said, well, you know, 28, you get this. And of course, if you can do 50, you get a go over gauge, you get a patch and everything like that. It's hard to reach that. You can't do that. And I said, that's attainable. And, you know, sometimes I'll kind of stretch it a little bit. You know, sometimes I'll fudge. I think, instead of saying I think it's attainable, I will say it's attainable. Okay. So they took the challenge. The first year, single-handedly, by myself, without the aid of anybody, and I mean that, and I'm not bragging, I'm just proving a point that I did something that you all should be doing. Going to the grocery store, or Walmart, or Tanger, or wherever, okay? Take one day out of the month, one day out of the week. And why do I want you to go there? For one reason. I want you to look for a ball cap. You see a ball cap that says Navy, well, actually mine look for Air Force.
Navy's okay, Commander.
Yeah, Navy's okay, sorry, yeah. Yeah, most of them can't swim, but it's okay. All right. Marines and, oh Lord. When you see the ball cap, excuse me, and Coast Guard. When you see the ball cap, you know, you're with your wife or significant other, you're pushing a basket. I see the ball cap, I like to go to the basket, I walk over 1 aisle, 2 aisles or whatever. I say, walk up, and I, most of the time I wear my Vietnam hat. Or I have my Legion hat, not this hat, but, you know, ball cap. Thank you for your service, I appreciate what you did. Now, you know, if I got on my Vietnam hat, they're looking at me like, damn, I just got, you know. I use that technique to do what? Eliminate the barrier. And I open the door for just a casual conversation. I don't ask them, do you want to join the Legion? Do you want to join this? Do you want to? No. And I said, well, where were you at? You serve and so forth. And, you know, it's a, There's no ladies in here, right?
No.
So it's that old line you used to use in high school, but lay down, I think I love you. Okay. So I'm talking to him, and we're chatting, and this and that, one thing and another, and where were you stationed, and everything. 8, 10, 12 minutes, max. And at that point, I said, well, geez, you must be in some kind of veteran service organization or whatever. What's that? I said, oh, you know, like the American Legion or VFW, or DAB, things like that. No, I said, so you don't know anything about these service organizations? No. So then there's no way you would know that, for example, and I don't identify it through me. For example, the American Legion has 1.6 million members worldwide, in, you know, all of the United States, and we only provide benefits for you, your wife, your children, your grandchildren, the sons of sons and sons of, we just go on and on, okay? I like Americanism, so what I do is I'll say, well, did you play baseball? As a matter of fact, I did. I played Little League baseball, and I don't care what he played, you know. But, and I don't mean that negatively. It's just everybody loves baseball. Everybody loves football. I mean, I could have walked in this room and said, "Go Gamecocks," and you guys would have thrown everything in the world at me right out here. Okay. I did pull for Texas A&M in the last game, though. I got to admit. Once I have that conversation going, it's very easy now to introduce them to what I love and what I believe in. And that is the Legion and what the Legion does for veterans. I'll be in Washington next month, I think. Can't remember.
February 22nd.
February, they know where the hell I'm gonna be. I don't know why I am. One of the things that we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna be meeting with some subcommittees, and we're gonna be talking about, you know, the question's gonna be, why can't you get this stuff passed? Okay? You're able to do a lot of stupid things, so, but why can't you get something important done? And I do use the word stupid, okay? And I sat in front of a group, not quite this size last year, and with the National Commander, and they asked a question about the VA and claims benefits and stuff like that. Because I retired as a deputy director of one of the largest claims processing centers in the state of South Carolina, he deferred to me. And not to be rude, but to clarify the situation, I said, "Excuse me, sir, before I answer your question, may I ask you a question?" He said, "Yeah, are you a veteran?" You hear the noise in this room now? That was a noise that I heard there. I said, well, there are 16 members sitting in front of me. How many of you are veterans? Same noise level. I said, gentlemen, I'm going to be very polite and tell you that there's no point in me addressing questions that you will have because you're not going to understand what I'm talking about. And I sat down. One of the people in that room was from the state of South Carolina. He came up to me and by the way, Dan Seahawk, he looked at me, winked, and we went on with the meeting. Came up to me, asked me, he said, you know, you could have been a little bit more polite. I said, well, geez, I don't know about that, you know. I thought I was pretty polite. I mean, I could have referred to you as a bunch of SOBs, but then that would have been truthful. He turned around and walked off, okay. Let me tell you something. We all put our hands up to become Legionnaires. We all said, do anything you want to do with me for the time that I serve you as a veteran. Your fathers, your uncles, your aunts, everybody has sworn to do that, okay? And when I left Vietnam, 55,000 did not come back, and they're still finding bodies today, okay? I owe them guys. And I said it at the last time I was talking. I lost 5 guys at one time, and I flew back to Delaware to escort those bodies. That's my story. Okay? But you've got them, you've got family that's got them, you've got family members that didn't make it, okay? By God, we owe it to them. So guys, listen, I challenge you to do a couple of things. If you come to South Carolina, I'd like you to buy me dinner, okay? I don't have a big family, just me and my wife. No, I'm just kidding. I challenge you to look at your different units and say, how can I grow my unit? What do I have to do to grow my unit? And then as I grow my unit, how many am I gonna drag along with me to help me grow that unit? If you impact your community, you will grow. But you will not grow by sending a 28-year-old or 23-year-old or whatever a letter saying, like you to join. That's like getting that thing in the mail that says buy one, get one free. Call this number. I got 2 trash cans in my study. One of them's a shredder. And I fill that damn bag up almost daily when I'm home. You know, you don't read all that garbage, you know. There ain't nothing free in the world. Hell, we all know that. Everything's got a price tag. But what you can do is projects. You can get involved. How many of you know about the Red Kettle program that Salvation Army has? Okay, I see a few hands. There you go. I ran it this year. I ran it for the last, chairman of the board for 4 years. I had to ring it. No, not really. I guess I've been ringing it for the last 15, 20 years. And I don't do it day in and day out, maybe once or twice during the cycle. But when I do it, I have on my, whatever American Legion paraphernalia I've got. Blue hat, white and blue hat, red hat, no hat. Okay, and I don't try to solicit anybody, but everybody that comes walking by, they're looking, hey, how you doing, man? I was a veteran. Oh, is that right? And so I have these business cards, and what do I have on the back of my business card? I got the membership application, of course, you know, and you pop it in your hand and say, look forward to hearing from you. And believe it or not, it works. You know, but you bring that awareness level up. You can do it. I'm not the smartest rock in the pile. All of you got great ideas. Exercise them. You sing in the choir? Talk to them. You knew scouting? Talk to them. You like to go fishing? Talk to them. I mean, it's just an opportunity, just, you know, 26 years, and I tell you right now in front of God and you that I have never been approached, regardless of what I have on, never has anybody ever come up to me and said, sir, I see you in the American Legion, can I join? Never has that ever happened to me. I mean, just cold. And I'm sure that most of you in this room have been approached numerous times to become members of the SEL. People have run you down on the street just to say, look, I want to be in. How can I get in? How did you get in? Tell me how to get in. Okay? That ain't gonna happen. You know it ain't gonna happen. So my charge is use a simple approach. I call it the supermarket approach. You're in there, you see the ball cap, go talk to them. Thank them for serving and be grateful. Don't just say, oh, thank you for serving. Grab that hand, let them know it's a handshake, and it's not an overripe banana, okay? And say, look, I thank you for your service. Why would you want to thank a veteran for his service? Thank you for help the SAL. Because veterans do a lot of good things. They get married, they have children, and guess what? They have sons. Okay? You're spreading it out in the community. Get involved in the VA hospital or VA facility parades, or get in your city parade. I don't care if it's just 4 of you carrying the flag. Let them see you. If they see you, they believe you. If I'm standing in front of a group talking about them, and I say SAL, I might as well sell peanut butter and jelly. They don't know what that is. So then I have to spend that more time to talk about they're sons of Legionnaires. They're just as important as the 1.6 million Legionnaires or the auxiliary or anything else. They're part of our pie. We work together as a team. Always work together as a team. You can send us members, we can send you members. You can send auxiliary members, they can send you members. I'm going to the auxiliary next. Okay. and sorry guys, I have 2 babysitters now, take good care of me. One of the things that I will ask them is, how many of you have sons that are not in the Legion but could be in the SAL? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I go to the auxiliary and ask them, I probably won't get a hand up, okay? I might be different, we'll find out. But what I'm saying is this, let's get together. I was asked a question day before yesterday about membership, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. They said, well, Commander, what's the key? I said, it's very simple, okay? Get up off your ass and go ask. Right? As long as you sit on your hands, they ain't coming. I can tell you that right now. What you need to do is get out there and go get them. They're waiting for you, they want to see you, and they want to join. They want to be brotherhood. They want that brotherhood, that companionship. And these young guys, give them the understanding that, yeah, they're married, they have two kids, 3 kids, they're working, they don't have time to do certain things. You know what I tell them? Be honest. Say, let me read it to you. Sign up, pay your dues, okay? Because that financial money that comes into the American Legion is what continues to build the benefits. And I give them an example. I talk about the GI Bill. I said, I know you may or may not have served, but we were instrumental in that. Then I talk about the PAC Act. And I don't get in detail, okay? Don't be a used car salesman when you're trying to get members. Don't be out there kicking the tires. Telling the car's never been in a wreck and little old lady drove it for 100 years and all that kind of crap. Don't, tell it like it is. Be honest, be open. Let them know. You want a scholarship? How about your grandchildren? Would they like a scholarship? 500, 25,000, okay? I mean, you know, National is always upgrading and doing things to make it more challenging and interesting for our membership and for our family and for our communities. Look at all the tragedies we've gone through in the Southeast recently. My God. I took a intermediate stop with the National Commander in North Carolina, sister state. They had areas in North Carolina they couldn't get to. So how did they get food and stuff to them? Backpacked it. Military veterans, SAL members, okay, with their hats, with their jackets and everything else, put on, okay, I call them knapsacks, okay, because I'm old school, but anyway. They threw them on their back and they had cans in it and they had bread in it, they had everything, and they walked as much as 7 and 8 miles through the mud, through these mountains to get food to these people. Then a farmer came up while I was there, and I had no earthly idea what he was planning on doing, and guess what? He had 6 mules, and we packed them all up, and we walked up this mountain taking supplies to people. That's the kind of exposure I want you to do, okay? Do that for me. And I'll dance at your next wedding. Okay? Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you for your overwhelming patience. All right, moving on. Let's see, he has called roll. The adjutant will now read the minutes of the previous meeting.
Parnell. NEC, King, to make a motion, dispense with the reading of the minutes.
Parnell second.
Cornell second. We have a motion and a second to suspend the reading of the minutes of the last meeting. Any discussion? All in favor? Say aye. Any opposed? Say nay. Motion carries.
Now, that does mean we can ask for the reading later.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
Brad, do you have a question before we,
Well,
our next
what I was
guest
gonna
comes?
say is, we're missing the public relations, and Wolf has volunteered. if you-
Yes, I got that.
You already got it?
Yep.
Okay, I told us.
Not yet. And we do have a guest. So, gentlemen, Sergeant at Arms, please escort our guest to the podium. It is our department commander, Tom Marty.
Exactly.
Good morning, Commander. Doing fine. Please be seated. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm sorry I'm running a little late. I got a little long-winded in training this morning. But thank you for all being here. We appreciate everything that you guys do. The Sons is a vital organization within the family of the American Legion. And the work that you guys do on the ground at your post and district is fundamental on what we do as an organization. A lot of times it's the Sons that lead the post in volunteer hours and what they do in the community, and I thank you for that. Keep up the good work. I know your commander is happy he's halfway through his command, as am I. And we look forward to continuing with what we do within the American Legion. And Commander,
Yes,
the
Commander.
American Legion Department of Texas, we have a donation check here for Tom Skelly's campaign fund in the amount of $2,500.
That's
$2,500. I know he's not here at this time, but I'm sure they will find some way to get it to him.
I will go cash it for him and send it to him.
So with that, again, I thank you all for everything you're doing. If you see me in the hall over this next couple of days, please stop and spend a couple of minutes with me and give me your thoughts and prayers. And Commander, thank you again for allowing me this time.
Thank you for coming in and keeping it brief.
I believe in brief.